Hey everyone, I've just tuned into the Furious Friday race in the Americas, and it looks as though we've got about 7 laps to go, and the race looks very excitingly poised. We've got Chastity on on a one-stop strategy because he is the master fuel saver, holding a fast decreasing lead over Andrew Dutch, who is on the two-stop strategy, I assume, for what I've seen so far. So you see on the fastest lap times there, Andrew's times over a second faster than Chastity's. Where in the normal scheme of things, they're probably similar in pace, but that certainly shows me that Chastity is on the one stop, as he is in every other race he's done at this track, and Andrew's knows that the only way to probably beat Chastity in actual race circumstances is to do something different, and he's done that, and this may be very interesting. So let's keep a good eye out on this. Now the gap is reducing fast. Andrew's got it down to 9 seconds. It was 10 seconds half a lap ago, so this is going to come down fast. I think he'll get close to Chastity, but will he be able to get past? This is going to be interesting. Let's find Andrew, see what he's looking like. There he is. 888. I imagine he's got pretty good tyres at the moment. He didn't pit that long ago, so that's why he's making enormous pace. Some of that pace may drop off as he gets further into this chase on Chastity. Oh yes, this is going to come down to it. We can see that margin decreasing the whole time. Now into the 8s. Let's have a look at some of the other drivers in the race before we really concentrate on the chase between Chastity and Dutch. We can see the time gaps there, see if they come down. But in third spot we have Trav Daly driving very nicely, and not too far behind. And Scott McKenzie in fourth, looking good there. Had a nice chat to Scott the other day in one of the practice sessions. That was really good to hear about him and what he enjoys doing. There's Jay Brazier, who's a regular attendee in these races. Looks very resplendent in that Red Bull outfit there. Very nice. There's Roy. Oh, that's a good looking car, Roy. That looks great. I always like a bit of red and white, being a bit of a Swans fan myself. So that looks great. And he's got someone on his back. Who's that? That's Stacey. Stacey looks like he's business here, so I'd watch out, Roy. I'd probably back Stacey over Roy. Apologies, Roy, but let's see what happens here. Maybe on slightly different strategies. Let's have a look at some of the other drivers and some of the other cars. So we might just stay with this for a moment. I think Stacey has really got Roy in his sights. So back to a score check at the scorecard. Top left there, into the 7s. Come on, Andrew. This is going to be a race. Alright, Stacey. It's got very close. Is Roy going to fight, or is he just going to submit? Let's have a look. Oh yes, both very wide into that one. Nice cornering. But I've chased Roy around before in the track. It was a while ago, maybe a year or two. But he was very hard to get past. I had no idea how to get past him. I had a bit of pace on him, but could not get past him. He's a super experienced driver, and maybe Stacey will have his work cut out getting past him. Let's have a quick look at some other drivers. There's Max Wolf, Ford Performance. Just loves his Mustang. I went into a Mustang dealership yesterday. Some of those Mustangs in there looked amazing. I like the look of the manual ones, and some of the ones in matte finish, pretty awesome looking machines. Even though I'm more of a Camaro man, being a very much a Commodore man going back. Only a couple of V8s in my garage at the moment. Michael Johnson. Travelling nicely. Mickey Friesen. So a couple of the US boys supporting the US race, which is great. I really think there's huge opportunities for this class of car with the American guys. They love Mustangs and Camaros, and yeah, this race series is growing all the time with the efforts of the V8 Americas organisers. Yeah, it'd be great to see more American guys racing these cars. I think when they do, they really do love it. There's Matt Morris. That's a bright car, Matt. My goodness. A bit further back than I expect. Matt's normally very quick, so I'd imagine he's had some fun earlier in the race. Tyler Langford. Oops, a bit of damage on the front of that car. That's certainly going to slow it down for the rest of the race. David Fernandez. He goes quite well in these races. I raced David a few weeks ago, had some fun. Paul Young, wow, well back for Paul. He's not expected to see him at the pointy end of this field. Obviously he's had some fun earlier in the race. Andrew Ritchie, very regular competitor in these races, great supporter of strength field racing. Simon Hedderside, also damage. So people have had some fun in this race. Oh yes, he's done something there. Well done, Simon. Hopefully he can get to the end. He's got the leader coming up on him very fast. So let's have a look at Chastity. It's probably a good time to check the gap. 7.3, it has steadied a bit. So Andrew's tyres may very well have just gone off that little bit to make the chase a little bit harder. Or maybe Chastity's worked out he's got a bit more fuel to play with and has unleashed a bit more pace. Sorry, we'll just concentrate on Cam before he goes. He seems to be a lap down from the leader. He's obviously one of the main supporters of these V8 Americas race. Always in there, always streaming, always great to watch. Okay, quite often gets very nice results in these races. Probably today might not be his best, but this is a pretty strong field given that the race has split today. It's good to see a split in this, and it'll be great to see who gets a win in the second split when we review the results later on. There's Andrews. Alright, you can see Chastity there in the distance. Look, the margin has steadied very much. He's not going to get there. What have we got? We're up to lap 23. So there's a lap 27, so about 4 laps to go. He's not going to do it. The one stopper works again at Sebring. Obviously a bit of controversy about the fuel saving in a race like this. Does add a bit. Not everyone loves it. But I think what it shows, I think people do enjoy a two-stop strategy now and then. Not every race, but I reckon if this race was 29 laps and a real two-stopper, that probably would have created a lot of interest, and that's something to think about for the future, because we've ended up with maybe a fuel-saving one here or a two-stopper, which is I'm not totally against it. The guys are amazing at fuel saving. Probably should be rewarded occasionally, but only very occasionally. But I'd love to compete in some two-stop races where fuel saving is not a big part, where the fuel saving only is there to reduce the time in your pit stops, which obviously is important as well. But yes, slightly reducing the gap down to 6.8. Let's have a look at Trav. Travelling along there nicely. He's pretty safely ensconced there. Big gap behind Andrew, but a big gap to Scott McKenzie. Scott McKenzie's also in a bit of no man's land. He's on his own. He's probably quite relaxed at this point, just finding his braking markers and hitting the apexes very neatly, just to get home the last 3 laps now. Here's Jay. He might be in trouble here. I think Stacey's on the march now that he's cleared Roy. Roy's hanging on, but I think Stacey may have Jay in his sights. So I might keep an eye on that one for the moment. That might be where the interest is. Roy's hanging on neatly, but yeah, as expected, Stacey's moving away. But with 3 laps to go and a gap of only 2 seconds to Jay, I'd imagine Jay will get up to the back of Jay and maybe get past. Obviously he can pass. I was in a race with Stacey a little while ago at Catalunya, and he made a brilliant passing move, but as soon as he did that, he blew his engine, so hopefully he doesn't do that this time. I'm sure he was very frustrated by that. Andrew's going to come up to a bit of traffic, but I'm sure they'll get out of the way. No, I'm sure Cam and Simon in front of him are both super experienced racers, and I don't think they'll be holding up Andrew. Just keep an eye and see what they do. He's got the lights flashing, get them away, I want to win this thing. But he's come up to it at a very awkward spot. There's no luck. Yeah, there's no room for them to get out of his way there. He's losing time here. This is not great. That's what happens, eh? That's part of racing. I'm sure you'll be able to get them down the straight here into the hairpin. He's got Cam, and Simon's got out of his way very neatly and opened up the door for Cam in doing so, but well done, Simon. So the gap's now back up to 7 seconds. That probably cruels any chances. Like, he wasn't going to really get there anyway, but he might be able to make a bit more ground. Let's see what else is happening. Let's see how Stacey's going on the J chase down. It's got him already. God, didn't take long. And Jay, come on, didn't like being passed there. Almost lost his concentration there a bit. Stacey really is on the march now up to 5th place. Like, Scott's a step too far at 9 seconds ahead, but this is a good charge home. And Roy's having to go at Jay as well. Let's check that out. Nice move, Roy. Let's say by the look of this, Jay's tyres may be gone, or he may be having to heavily fuel save. Like Cam's got a bit of pace on Simon, with Simon having that damage. I don't think that car's going to be going too fast. There we go. Andrew chasing things down. What are we at? 7 seconds. That's really has steadied that margin. So Chastity's driving beautifully at this point. Obviously been a very, very nice rhythm. Just using that right amount of fuel to get him home. He probably won't have much in the tank when he gets there, but given he's got a 7-second gap well under control, he doesn't have to push too hard, so he looks safely home. Probably for another victory. Like, Chastity's pretty amazing. He's turns up to so many of these strength of field races. Really supports the strength of field racing. Him and his teammates are there all the time and doing some wonderful racing. Certainly knocks up the wins, and I've noticed his iRatings is increasing all the time. I remember seeing it maybe around high 6,000s a little while ago. With all these wins that he's been getting of late, it's certainly over 7,500, and he's going to approach that pretty magical 8,000 iRating barrier within the next month or 2 or 3. It'll be pretty exciting to watch if he does that. So he keeps knocking up the wins. Probably want to see to make him earn it. We want to see some of the other top-notch drivers join in these races and give him a bit more competition. That might help his iRating because he'll get a bigger boost if he beats them. Might make it harder to boost the iRating if he doesn't beat them. But that iRating he's got is pretty fantastic, and the way it's going, increasing all the time, is very impressive. So it looks as though he's going to come home for a nice victory. We're on the last lap now. I wonder if he gets bored of winning. Does it so often. I have to go look back at his stats and say, how many wins has Chastity had in this car, in the Gen 3 car? I'd imagine in the Gen 3 car, he'd be well in front of the number of wins over the 4.5 seasons that we've had so far. And I can't even think who would be second. It would probably be Daylight second, I'd say. But I can be proven wrong. Let's check out some of the other cars quickly. Paul's a long way back, but he's finishing off the race. Interesting to find out what happened to him. Haven't seen much of Tyler this race. Hey, it does it every time I see that thing. Whoa. Better get back to Chastity and see him get over the line. Alright, getting down the final back straight before he takes the big final turn. I'd imagine this is going to be as smooth as anything you'd like to see. Chastity seems very quiet, so I'm not expecting a big celebration. But let's have a look, see what happens after the race. He makes his way around this lovely corner. Takes a lot of practice to get right. There we go. There's a victory. There's that checkered flag, is it? Where is that flag? But that's it. Well done, Chastity. Andrews only 7 seconds behind. There we go. How's Andrew Rich? You got to stuff that up. There's Andrew. Well done. Second. Cam's lap down, finishing 15th. Simon lap down. 16th. That's Trav Daly, third spot. Well done. That's a really good result, Trav. That third spot. Good race. That might be the driver there, the race. Scott McKenzie, really good result as well, fourth. Well done. That'll be a good boost to the iRating. Stacey Boyd's charge time. He's made good crowd on Scott there too. There's Roy Clark, good finish, sixth spot. Michael Johnson seventh, Pat Morris eighth. Oops, I skipped one there. There's Mickey. Here comes Max Wolf making his way nice and slowly. May not be much fuel left in that car. There isn't. The other guy's oops, let's work out who got past him there. Yep. Not much fuel left in that car. Oh, that looked like a very good race. Well, that's enough for me. I'll leave you alone there. Make sure to see you at the next race at Manic Monday.